To Profits TV. And if you guys were following me this week, you also saw a few really cool posts that came from our 31 days or 30 days of video over on LinkedIn. I want you to take a look at that. If you get a chance, go over to LinkedIn. Again, Dwayne Ross, and you might see some really cool videos. And of course, here we'll be sharing a lot inside the passion to Profits TV, as well as on Discover Your Tag at on YouTube. So Discover Your Tag is this: discover your talent, your ability, and your gift. And because of that, that's going to be something we're going to have Miss Marlene Davis here with us to share. So she is here. She's out of California. Yay. Yes, we're going to get you all squared away. I'm so glad we was able to fix that situation. That was a problem I had on this side. I didn't realize that when we were testing early, I still had the testing broadcast up instead of the actual broadcast. So we're good to go. Everything is there. How are you doing all the way out there in California? Yay.
I am great. My husband actually had me outside in the vegetation. So I have a fan going on here in the background. It's about 95 degrees today, which is really odd. But it's, I'm just grateful because I love the outdoors. I love nature. And so, I'm so excited to be on here with you today because, this truly is my passion. And I guess you could sense that when we ran into each other and we started talking about, life and about what we're doing for our bodies. Y'all may not know this, but I've known Dwayne probably for 40
At least,
years.
I would say, let's see, Brittany is, yes, 30 years.
Our
30
kids.
years.
Our kids. That's an
We have
excellent.
to look at the kids
Yeah.
because it was Kristen and then Brittany, and then you had, the boys, and that's
Marcus
when
Miles,
we started running and hanging out with Marcus and Miles. And I just remember little Miles knowing everything about the geography of America and the world. And he was like 3 or 2. I can't remember. But now he's a amazing musician. He was just featured on Tiny Desk, where he actually was in that. It was a contest, right, with Tiny Desk over there on NPR, National Public Radio. So if you guys didn't see that post, go check out Marlene's page. Check out my page because I actually put it on there. And Miles Davis, of course, right? How would that work, right?
That was God. That was totally God.
What were you and Mike thinking? I said, okay, it's perfect.
Keep it all in. We're all M's, okay? We even have a dog named Marlon. Okay, so
it's so cool.
Thank you.
So if you guys were here on the other show, my first show, I had Rob Howze, and I split the time with Marlene, and it was just so much information you had for us that I said to you, is it possible for you to come on back and just kind of take your time this time and take up, the whole 40 minutes and really give people some really concrete information about what you do as a health coach, the fact that you're certified, which is big. A lot of you guys don't know, people are doing stuff, but they're not certified. She's certified and indubitably qualified because she's going to tell you about a situation. She had not just one bout, but 2 in her family.
That's true.
And had to get in there and figure out a better way. So I don't like to talk a lot. I like my guests to talk. Just want to remind you guys that if you have information you want to share in the chat, it's actually live stream, and I'm going to put it where we can see the comments. So when the comments come in from you guys, we should be able to view them right across the screen. So if you guys have a comment, go ahead and pop it over there, and that should help us. But hey, Tracy, hey, Danae, we got a couple people watching. My 2 number 1 students, they won $25 each. I had to split it 50-50 because they were just in on every single thing that we did over the 30. I did 31 days of positivity, and I started doing pieces from my upcoming book, Shift Your Focus, where I tell people, you got to look at what you see and then think about what you don't see, and then think about your vision. And if you can get that thing right, you get that dream, that vision, and those ideas, and you move them into places where now you can have your passion turned into profit. So talk to us, Marlene. Talk
Okay,
to
okay. So Dwayne knows me from way back, and our first bout with cancer was with my husband. He had leukemia, and at the time, my kids were probably 4 and 5 years old, and at that time, we didn't really know what was going on. Okay, and so
wow.
we knew that we always were eating healthy, so we didn't think that was an issue. Now we're and miraculously through our church, Life Changing Ministries here in San Bernardino, we had the biggest praise celebration because he went into the doctor and one day the doctor said, you know what, it's gone. So we were
It's
like,
gone.
it's gone. That, you know, who hears that? We were getting ready for City of Hope, which is a place that deals with cancer. It's all about cancer and treatment of cancer, bone marrow, all of that.
Now he had a very specific kind of leukemia,
He
right?
did.
That was very aggressive at the time.
It was. And
Mm.
I want to say it was acute.
Mm.
And he didn't know how he got it. No one knows. No one knows. It's a big mystery how we get cancer. But through my searchings through the years, I have found out more information. And that's what has led me to my passion. So, you know, leaving that aside with Michael, now we fast forward 3 years ago. 3 years ago,
Wow.
I was in college, uh, didn't really take care of myself, was really trying to get all those papers done, trying just a lot of stress because I wanted to do well. You know, I'm paying top
Hmm.
dollar, you know, as an adult.
Right.
And we've been
Right.
preaching
Right.
to the kids for years, go to school, go to school. And here I hadn't finished. So I said, I'm going to do this. So I dug in deep. And after I was done, I wasn't able to celebrate because I had to go to the doctor because I felt something. When I went, he said, yeah, I feel two things. So ended up, I had breast cancer. And I'm like,
All right.
what?
Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Because you
Sorry.
just dropped a lot of value right there. You dropped a lot of value for people because see, people get so caught up in the goal
Yeah.
and they sometimes forget about the
Yes.
goose, right? The goose that laid the golden egg. We are the goose. And if we don't take care of the goose, we can't lay the golden eggs. We can't do the things we want to do with our kids, our grandkids. We can't have that. So, slowing down, you were going back to college because you told your children this is the number one thing. You
Oh,
pushed education, and now you're like, I'm looking in the mirror. What about me?
exactly.
Take us through that a little bit because that's a big deal.
Well, you know, you really have to slow down and remember that through the journey, you need to enjoy yourself and you need to alleviate stress. So, you know, when you're going to school, you're doing midnight burners. I'm still working full time, going to school at night and then trying to complete this work before I go back to school.
And being a mom and
And
have a husband with children that you have to
yeah, you know,
balance.
it's a lot. And I feel that there are a lot of people in this in our community that are going through the exact same issues. And if we don't slow down and address ourselves, you got to take care of yourself. You know, when you're in an airplane, they say, okay, if we lose altitude, you need to put that on yourself first. You put that mask on yourself
Right,
first. Then you help
right,
the kids. Okay. I was
right.
so busy taking care of everybody else and my teachers,
Mm,
trying to
mm.
strive for that A, which, you know, I didn't have a scholarship or anything, but it was a pride thing. So
Yeah,
I put myself
personal best, right? You're giving your
personal.
best because you taught your children personal best. You even teach your husband personal best.
Yeah,
You don't.
try.
I mean, really, you don't just sit there and go, "Oh, that's good, Mike." You
Right,
go,
right,
"Wow, can you do better than that?" I mean, you guys have those conversations. I
right.
remember being present in
Oh,
your family times where you guys would talk about your goals. You would talk about the ambitions that you had for your children. They were so little at the time, but you were talking college way back then.
that's true.
So,
Yeah.
but you weren't taking care of yourself. You allowed the stress of the moments to kind of ball up inside your body somehow, and then you went and you said you felt something.
Yeah. You
You
know,
self-diagnosed something, and then you went to the doctor, or
I did. I did. And the other thing was I had an insurance that basically paid me back for the premium that I had paid at the beginning of the year. So that was an
wow.
additional incentive. So I said, oh, I need to get myself in here. And then
Mm,
when I would go, the doctor kept canceling because she had health issues, which, is kind of crazy. You have a doctor that has health issues, but it happens. It happens because they're so wrapped up. They can't take care of themselves. But when I finally went, they found two lumps. And I was just like,
Mm.
wow, can't believe it. In fact, it dropped on Martin Luther King's holiday because my husband, who travels a lot, just happened to be home. So we were both there
Oh,
staring at each other like, what? Is this real? Now, I consider myself a very healthy eater. Yes, I do enjoy, the crazy things that make me like really happy, but overall, I really enjoy my fruits and vegetables, and I try my best not to eat crazy stuff. Okay.
okay.
So I was just like, wow, this can't be right. But my doctor was talking to me. So at that point, he said, you know what, I'm gonna align a surgeon with you, and he'll talk to you about some options. And so there I
Mm.
was, and my husband was there 100% with me. My families and friends circled around me. Luckily, when I called the surgeon, I took my best friend, Miss Laura, right? Took
Oh,
her in
yes, yes.
with
Laura
me.
Reddick. Hey, Laura, if you're watching, what's up, girl? All right.
I went
Shout
in.
out. Shout
Yeah,
out.
she was my ears because what I had heard that when you're going through this tunnel, it's just a tunnel of blah 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 because you're still thinking, is this really happening? You don't
Mhm.
understand.
Right.
So she listened, and then I said, okay, let's do this. And he had a cancellation, and less than 10 days, I was in there and went through the whole operation, and I thought I was good. Then after I had healed, my mother from the East Coast, and look,
Hmm.
here, I got a picture of her. You see, whoop, there we go.
Move it over. Okay. T- Tilt
There
it
we
down
go.
a little. There we go. Yep.
There's
There go mom.
my mama. Okay, so my
You see where
mom.
you get your looks from. Okay. We see where you get your looks from. Look at who.
You're sweet. You're sweet. My mom came out because she knows I have three boys, and she assumes that I didn't raise my kids the way she did, military style. And I was just like, no, boys, you don't have to do this and that. Well, after I had this operation, she was like this drill sergeant. Okay, but while she was out here, I didn't realize that she was having some medical issues as well. And it was my
Wow.
husband that actually told me, yeah, your mom's not feeling so well after she left. So she was
Mm.
here with me for a good 2 months while I recovered. Literally, when you have breast cancer and they remove your breasts, they literally wrap you like a mummy, and you can barely move your arms. I mean, it's just so much pain. You know how a hangnail feels?
Right.
And here they're taking the whole mass, they're taking everything, so it was just incredible. I was on all kinds of crazy drugs that you hear people dying of, but
Hmm.
I needed something to relieve that pain because I'd never ever felt this kind of pain before. Now,
Okay.
passing that, when it was time for me to get my chemo, in the meantime, my mother had gone home. And when she went home, she found out that she had ovarian cancer. Okay, so this
Wow.
is cancer of the ovaries. And
Yes.
basically, a lot of women misdiagnose ovarian cancer because it is a feeling of bloatingness or a feeling of being full, because the ovaries are, if you can imagine, back when you were in seventh grade and learned about, birds and bees, the ovaries literally are spewing out um, cancer. They're spewing out cancer cells. And so, because it's in the cavity of your body, it's
Hmm.
going
Just
around your
filled it
lungs.
up.
Yeah, it's just filling up your abdomen, your whole area. So immediately they decided to do chemo on her as well. So now I'm doing chemo in California. She's doing chemo in Maryland, California, and we both are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening.
Mm.
So uh, we finished the chemo, and when that ended, I went back to work. I tried to do it while I was at work, and that was just impossible.
Too much. Hmm.
It was just, yeah, it was just so painful, and just, I would feel faint. I would have problems with my system. I couldn't keep food down. I feel weak. I mean, it's just the worst thing in the world. And through that, I realized that I have to take better care of myself. But then I was getting my dose once every 30 days. My mom was getting hers every week, but it was a weaker, a smaller dose.
Smaller dose, but more
And it wasn't
frequently.
painful like mine. Mine they called it the red devil, right? Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
need to change the name of that.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
guess you prayed that thing all over the place.
Oh, but
Yeah.
but you feel like the devil is in you because it makes you so sick. Your
Okay.
body just feels so raw, and it's a terrible thing. But during that time, right before I got my next dosage, I would hop on a plane, fly to the East Coast, see my mom. I'd be there for 3 days, and then I'd fly back home and get ready for my next dose
Mm,
because my mom lived alone, and I just could not bear to see this happening. After
yeah.
my third, fourth dose, finally, I was just like, okay, uncle, enough. And my doctor's like, okay, I think you've had enough. If we didn't get it during the operation, that was the purpose of the chemo. They
Right.
didn't get it during the
You
operation.
go
If it spread
after.
anywhere else, they were going to catch
Here's
it,
what we're
right?
going to catch it. Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we both went on a trip to Aruba. My mom had some friends that were retired school teachers, and they have this organization full of doctors, retired Black doctors.
I
And
know exactly. I
yeah,
actually have a friend, Dr. Ragland. Yolanda Ragland is here, and I believe she does some volunteer work with that organization. So interesting.
beautiful. So we
Yeah.
went. We went. The last day we were there in Aruba, she said something's not right. She went back to DC. I came back to California, went back to work, and she said it's returned. And the doctor called me and said we got to think about something. At that point, um, she went through some more chemo, and then they said, okay, we're gonna put her on hospice. And I was like, what? Okay,
Whoa.
hospice, yeah. So that's where my journey truly
Now
began.
your mom was at that time. She was active.
Oh my gosh,
She was engaged. Like you said, she was a drill sergeant. She
yeah,
grew up with a
yeah.
military mindset, and it's very different.
Energizer Bunny, Dwayne. Energizer Bunny. I had a cell phone. She had a cell phone. I'd call her and she wouldn't answer that for like 3, 4 hours. And I'm like, where have you been? And she would run. She was a teacher, retired teacher too. So she was into this. So she's like, I went here, 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 here. And I'm like, you need to check in, okay? Because I don't know where you are.
Going on.
So to fast forward a little bit, my girlfriend Lori, she's a blessing. She knew that this whole thing was happening. I brought my mother back to California with me, and I said, "Mom, are you ready to give up?" She's like, "No." She says, "I still want to take my vitamins," and I'm like, "Okay." When I talked to the hospice nurses, they were like, "Whatever she wants to do is fine, but we're just not going to pay for it because she's on hospice per se, so it's a state
Wow.
thing."
So then,
So
and just so people realize, because I worked as a vocational center with people with disabilities, and a lot of them, their families are gone. And so when they say hospice, it's
yeah.
almost like prepare to die.
Yes, yes. It's
It's
keep
like
them
one
comfortable,
step
keep them
away.
happy.
Let's put your foot in the grave and your other foot in the room
Right.
until you pass away.
And my mom was like, heck to the no. And
She said, "Hell to no," but
yeah,
I know, I understand, I got
yeah.
you.
So
God
I
is
said,
good.
Mom, come with me to California. There is a blue zone. It's called Loma Linda, and
Oh
it is
yeah.
where the most healthiest people live in the United States. I mean, there are a couple around, but Loma Linda literally is in our backyard. And so I brought her here. We moved the hospice team here, and we still were staying on hospice, but we were doing our own investigative work. So we found a naturalist, and this is when that naturalist told me about the power of fruits and vegetables. So we had to pay out of pocket. This lady was not cheap. I'm not going to say her name, but she was not cheap.
I
And
hear
she
you.
said, okay, you need to go to a whole food nutrition store. There are a couple of them like Clark's and Whole Foods. And you need to get fresh fruits and vegetables every 2 days.
2 days.
Otherwise, they lose their potency. Now, I found out even more stuff after I joined this company that I'm getting ready to tell you about. But she wanted me to go there every 2 days because that it was at its ripest, its freshest. And she wanted me to juice. So she gave me a recipe book, and I'm sitting here juicing. And I'm doing the best I can because I want my mom to live. I want her to live
Okay.
with all my passion. You can hurt
Yeah.
me, but don't
Yeah.
hurt my
Don't hurt
mom.
my
That's a
mom.
whole different, yeah,
So
yeah,
now so now you have a
that's
personal vendetta against
uh,
cancer.
and
You're
don't
like,
get
okay,
me
get the dukes up. We
yeah,
about to go in. And so you
you
go
know
to
it.
this blue zone. You guys, if you heard about a blue zone, let me put that back out there. If anybody have a question in reference to the blue zone, put your questions in this comment section, because Marlene will have time to come to you and ask you. If you have a comment, these comments should be seen across the platform. But this blue zone here is in your backyard,
Mhm.
Loma Linda, which is right outside of the San Bernardino Riverside area, and you're like Redlands area. You're like, we got to go there. And mom,
Absolutely.
the whole team, we're gonna fight this
We're gonna do
thing.
this. We're gonna do this. So we start juicing every day. I give it to my mom. She's like, "This is nasty," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm having it." And she was like, "Not only is this going to be for your mother, but this is also going to be for you." And I was like, "Okay, cool. We're both going to be healed of whatever we might have." But through time, she starts to deteriorate more. Now, in the meantime, my girlfriend had introduced me to a company that's all about whole food nutrition. She did not tell me all the details, or maybe I wasn't listening. I'll be honest with you, I was exhausted because when my mother was awake, I was awake. I literally bought a lazy boy chair and was
Mhm.
sleeping in that right next to her. So when she woke up, I was awake. I was like, I was the best nurse
On
I
duty.
possibly could be.
Hmm.
I was on duty, yes.
Yeah.
And lacking sleep, not doing the best thing for myself, but it wasn't about me, it was about my mom.
Yeah.
And so she gave me these gummies and she said, "I need you to take them every day." And I was like, okay. First she asked, "Do you want gummies or you want capsules?" I'm like, "Girl, I'm not trying to put some big capsules down my throat when I can eat some food, right?"
Give me a gummy bear.
Hello, give me some gummies. So I don't know if you can see this little gummy here. So this
Yes.
that is the fruit, right? And so she said, "I need you to
Wait,
take."
wait, wait.
What?
In the gummy,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
fruits.
yeah, yeah.
It's
So
like a whole bunch of fruit, like a whole bunch of fruit in that little tiny, tiny gummy.
yes, 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 yes. And look. I'm gonna do something unorthodox or orthodox.
Unorthodox. Move it
Ooh,
over
look at
there
that.
you go.
Okay.
Oh, look at
These
that.
are all gummies. Now, inside of these, okay, there are
Mm,
three different varieties. There's a fruit, there's a vegetable, and then the antioxidants. Now, I needed antioxidants because we were talking about
right.
cancer,
Free
right?
radicals. Hmm.
So I doubled up, and these were delicious. So I didn't mind eating this on a regular because it tastes like candy, and candy's fun, right? Makes you happy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so this one right here that I just showed you, that red one, it literally has apple, peach, cranberry, orange, mango, lemon peel. That's where the nutrients are in the
Wow.
peel of the lemon,
Yeah.
not the lemon juice. Okay. Cherry, pineapple, prune, dates, and beets. Okay.
Wait a minute. All of that is in that one little gummy.
Exactly. And I'm telling you, this company has blown my mind over and over again. So literally, this here, okay, an adult would be four of these, a child would be two of these, and you would take each of these. Now, this one here is actually vegetables, right? Now, a lot of people don't eat vegetables. I have a grandson, Marcus, my oldest son. His son has cerebral palsy, and he's very sensitive to textures. And
Okay.
he does not. When he was born, he was strictly top ramen noodles. That was all I could get down
That's
his
all you
throat.
can get them down. Okay.
Yeah. And then it progressed to mac and cheese. Woo woo. But we're talking crap. Okay.
Right, right, right. You had to find a way to get the vegetables, the antioxidants, the nutrients, and these are the things that you
Oh
had to do in order to fight the cancer. So
yeah,
now you have this arsenal of fruits and vegetables.
all of it. So this one here, which is all about vegetables, this one has broccoli, parsley, tomato, carrot, broccoli. Oh, I said broccoli. I apologize. Carrot, garlic, beets, spinach, cabbage, lemon peel, rice bran, and kale. Okay.
Wow.
And of course, it's got a darker look to it. Okay.
Right,
There's
right.
a darker look. Okay. But we're talking about fruits and vegetables and then antioxidants. Okay. So the antioxidants are, and here I have my, you know what? I am quarantined with a whole bunch of people and they're eating all my fruits and vegetables and all of my gummies and everything. So that bag is gone. But I have my capsules. No one's trying to mess with my capsules.
Yeah,
That,
most people don't like the capsules, but
yeah.
you
Well,
still
no,
have the same amount of fruits and vegetables and everything in there, right?
yes, yes.
Okay,
But
so
these antioxidants, we're talking raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry, pomegranate, grape, black currant, blackberry, elderberry, artichoke, and cocoa. Okay, so this,
interesting.
yeah, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. This
I got to
company,
slow down again because
yes.
I don't want you to pass over this antioxidant
What
piece.
is it?
Fruits and vegetables, and then antioxidants. Now, antioxidants, because of what happens, there's what's called free radicals, right? They're
Yes,
all over the place inside the body, and that's what cancer cells and negative
right.
ions and all that. That's what they eat on. They look for that, and
That's right.
so now you had a way to put something inside your body that would actually
Smacking it,
smash
smacking
it up. Okay. See,
it.
I had to learn some stuff
Like,
because I knew you was coming. I said, see, that you're a certified Coach, I can't be playing. I got to know a little bit of something. So I had to read a little bit about real
Oh,
health.
oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, yeah. And
So your mom is over here and she's having what she's going through. You're
yeah,
going through what you know need to go through. The lady gives you a protocol of fruits and vegetables, but then your friend who says, just take this, girl, and you go, okay. You don't even know what it all is, but you start taking it because she says it's fruits and vegetables and
I
antioxidants.
trust her. With all my life, I trust her. Honestly, I've known her since I was probably 7 years old, and she has been my running buddy, and she would never lead me astray. And she said, you know what? I just got introduced to this company. And then she was sending me literature, but I wasn't reading it. I could barely read. I was so busy. I was so tired. I was so tired.
You're like, hey, I gotta be grandma, I gotta be wife, I got stuff to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So mom is
Yeah,
holding on,
yeah, it was
right?
it was just a terrible time. But I was taking these fruits and vegetables, but I wasn't sharing with my mom because I was really trying to stick to the regimen. Again, I wasn't reading what my girlfriend was giving me, but I stuck to giving it to myself. And that made me have my peace of mind. It made my head clear. It made me have more energy to deal with everything that was going on around me. Now, um, it got to the point where she was in a lot of pain because ovarian cancer basically is, deteriorating of your organs and, everything stopping. It was the worst time in my life. I have never felt the pain that I felt. When she passed away, we won't even get into that because I don't want to start crying on you. But when it happened, the first thing I did was I called my pastor. I called my girlfriend Lori and I called my pastor and I called, some of my direct friends that had been in touch with me and woof, everybody came by. And at that point, I started planning the funeral and I packed my bag and I had my peace of mind though. That's the crazy thing. I was together. I was in business mode. Of course I had cried, but I was in business mode. And I don't think I could have done that without the clarity that this product had given me. Otherwise, I would have been a basket case. But
Okay,
I
so wait.
knew that.
So
Mhm.
mom passes away, and now you're planning your own death.
My mom's
You're
funeral.
planning your mom's funeral. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
make sure we didn't get
yeah.
those
Sorry,
because so
because she
now
was.
you had to have clarity because she was on a certain regimen and you didn't want to mess with that at all. You're like, I don't want to add anything to it. I don't want to take anything away.
I
I'm
did.
just
Yeah,
trusting the docs, and I'm gonna let them give
I was
me the.
still juicing. I was still juicing for her and for me, but I was taking this also on the side.
Okay.
I really was. I really was. And so when she passed away, I had that clarity, and that was huge. Um, so did the funeral, flew back and forth 2 times from the East Coast, cleared out her house, sold all of her stuff, and then when I came back, my job had been eliminated. So now my well-being, my purpose in life had been taken, and
Wow.
my best friend had been taken. And my girlfriend, Lori, coming from Georgia, said, Marlene, I am on my way to Anaheim for a conference. Will you come? I got you covered. And I was like, yeah, hello. And because I was in that grieving mode, I packed all the stuff that the junior high school food that we had back in the day. And when I arrived at that Airbnb full of women who were part of this organization, I opened that refrigerator and I saw kale and lettuce and
Like, what? Somebody punking me?
what
Where,
what?
where's girls' night out? Where's the mimosas at? What?
I'm ready to jam. I'm ready to like grieve with my best friend. And all
Yeah,
these
what's
people were
chocolate?
so funny. I saw nuts. I saw, the cashews, the peanuts, the almonds, what do you call them? Rice cake things. I was like, what? Okay. So I put my little bag underneath the bed and I was like, okay, we won't show the chocolate, cookies,
Ethan.
yeah. But when I went to that conference, I said, you know what, Lori, I'm really feeling pressure. To fast forward, I sat on my hands for the first day and then I couldn't help it. And I just boohoo cried because when my mom and I were together for those 3 months we were together, we talked about what we wanted, what our passion should be. She says, you know what, I know you put a lot into these kids that you're working with at risk youth, but they don't want it as bad as you do. You need to find something that makes you full, makes you passionate, makes you happy, fulfills your life,
Right,
and
fulfillment.
you're doing for someone else.
Yeah.
Boom. It was dropped in my lap for 3 days. And so I signed up that day and I haven't turned around since. that year they introduced this device. It's called a tower garden. And when I saw this thing, I was like, what? I mean, it really is phenomenal.
You're
So
gonna
so
show us that a little bit, right? You're
yes,
gonna take
yes.
us on a tour. All right, you guys. So here's the thing. You know, if you was following me in the last couple of episodes, we had Rob. Rob talked about this fulfillment. You know, there's so many people above 50, 55, 60, and still haven't found a passion. They haven't found something that gives their life fulfillment. And I really want young people to find it early because I do believe that you know it when you're little, and then life kind of has this way of pushing you different places or whatever, and or certain situations haven't inspired you yet regarding that thing. But I want you guys to hopefully. Here's what I want. I want you to think about the journey that Marlene just took us on. Right in the middle of this journey, she's doing everything she knows in her power to save her mom. She flies back and forth in the middle of chemotherapy. She finally gets to a space where she's feeling clarity, but now mom is leaving the earth,
Mhm.
transitioning. Her best friend says, try this here. She does.
Oh,
Sometimes it's not that you're going to find it, sometimes it finds you.
ooh, that's deep. That's deep. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Make me
Other,
cry. But it's so
because other,
true.
you know, your mom said to you, you are pouring your life into people who are lifeless.
Hmm.
They're not excited about all the life force that you're giving them. And I understand that because I work with young people too with the Youth to Work program over there. Man, in fact, I wrote the program for Youth to Work. Myself and Joseph Williams wrote the Youth to Work program that the Workforce Investment Board of San Bernardino adopted
Wow,
when we
incredible.
worked for the county. It
Mm.
was we got the National Association for County Award for the best youth program in the nation.
It's still going on too.
Yes, it is. And we worked with these same kids, these at-risk youth, these youth coming out of incarceration, these young people who don't have any family connections, and some of them were in foster care. And when you age out, you just get kicked out on the street.
Yeah,
So here you are pouring your heart, your life, your force, your energy into them, but your energy is not being fulfilled. But
true.
then you find Juice Plus, this company,
I
this
did.
group of women
Oof. There's some men
who
too.
empowered you. Well, yes. But
But
on that trip, it was
yes,
girls' night out. And in that refrigerator, you open up and it's berries
I
and
was like,
almonds and
what? Where's
cashews.
the real food?
So
And
here you are, you make
they
this
weren't
change.
vegetarians. They weren't vegetarians. You know
Right.
that
They were just eating healthy.
extremely, extremely. And that just blew me away. And they were having fun and they were good people. And so I found a home. I found a home. And be it they were majority from Chicago, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, but no one knew about it when I came back home after the conference. I was just like, what? Nobody knows about Juice Plus. Nobody
Yeah,
knows
it's a
fruits and
very
vegetables and gummies. And I said, boom, that is my mission. Because again, I didn't have employment. So I said,
you
okay,
came back and your job was gone. That's a
exactly.
whole nother conversation. Because getting laid off because it's not in your power. It's not like you did something wrong and then this is the result. I've been through them three, right? Four times. So I understand. But I know that here you are putting all your heart and effort into your mom and you come back and now your job is gone too.
Yeah,
More
incredible.
stress.
Yes, yes, stress. But then now I had to deal with a lot of the paperwork. And check this out. My mother's name, okay, my mama, whoop, there we go. My mother, her initials are JP. It didn't hit me until tax time. I know. It didn't hit me till tax time because on my receipts for writing off, I put JP, and I had to do her taxes too. And her stuff was JP. And I was like, what is the problem here? And then I realized, and I just started busting out crying again because it was like, Mom, you're talking to me the best way you know how. Juice Plus is
Yes.
exactly Janet Perret. So I dedicate this entire company, my company, to her, because she was my being. She was
Yeah,
the
Verna says, "Wow, your
yeah.
mother was
Oh,
beautiful. Praise God for the healing for your husband."
yeah,
Lori said that.
yeah.
We have some people that are listening in, and the recording is going to go out to way more people that's here today. But I want you to just continue to go forth because this is a beginning of something big. This is a dream being manifested, and you're in a place now that you can bring a solution to people.
Absolutely. And when I joined the company, I wanted to dig further because I'm like, okay, I get fruits and vegetables are powerful. That doctor in Loma Linda taught me that, but I wanted to find out more. So that's when I became a certified health coach. And that was intense as well. But I took it a little differently as I did my bachelor's degree. I was not going to drain myself and do my all to make sure that, I had passed. I made sure that I practiced what I was learning. So there are four caveats, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to finish them because I was so long-winded about, my journey, but we're talking about basically lean, okay? Lifestyle,
Wow.
attitude, exercise, and nutrition.
Hold on.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you guys have your pens and paper? She's giving you some stuff. This is platinum. I
Jim,
always talk about golden nuggets and platinum nuggets. Boom.
bam.
Value bombs. Okay. Coming from Marlene Davis. She said,
Uh,
lean. That's what you got to do. Right? You want to
lean.
lean up. You want to get all curvy and everything. I
Yeah,
need to do some leaning as well.
that's
All
right.
right.
Lifestyle. So,
So let's
yeah,
tell us that again. The
okay.
L, the E, the
Lifestyle,
A, and the N.
lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. So,
Woo, I'm gonna put that in the comment section. You said lifestyle.
lean, right?
I'm gonna put that in there. Lifestyle. Let's see, make sure I spell it right. Typing in here. Lifestyle,
Yes,
right?
sir. Lifestyle. So while you're typing that, I'm gonna tell you what lifestyle entails. It's
Okay.
about your mindset. It's about seeing the glass half full as opposed to half empty. It's about your spirituality. It's about being involved in nature. It's about taking care of yourself, taking care of self. Okay. So lifestyle is about, do you have a retire, everybody has an IRA, but do you have a IR, a lifestyle that is going to take you? You save up all this money. Do you have the lifestyle that will allow you to take care of your, to spend your money when you get older? A
Yeah,
lot
your
of us,
retirement or what have you, or however
well,
that's gonna look.
you cannot be on a walker and go take a cruise. I mean, you can. Excuse me, you can. But what I mean is take care of yourself. Your mindset has to be right. You have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you? That was my ultimate comeback after dealing with the cancer. If you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of
Who's
you?
gonna take care of
Okay,
you?
your parents might because they still love you terribly, but
Mm,
you got to take care of yourself. So lifestyle. We're talking about sleep. We're talking about
right.
taking in water. Do you drink a lot of sodas or are you drinking water? What are you doing for yourself? So in exercise, huge. Exercise. If we do not get ourselves mobile, our joints are going to get stiff and you're going to have inflammation and you're going to have lots of problems down the road. Even
Right.
if you take a walk around your house right now, we're all quarantined, up and down the stairs 10 times, 20 times. Okay, double it the following day. Do
Okay.
something. Lift some jars up and down, up and down, up and down. Lift, you can have exercises in your chair. You can go on YouTube and find all kinds of exercises for people that can't be mobile.
Right. Limited mobility. Okay.
Mobility is so important. So
So we
important.
got the lifestyle for the mindset. We're setting that up. And now the I.
Well,
I mean the E. The E.
at least, yeah.
The
So,
E.
so A is attitude. Okay, everybody is getting bombarded with something. We are the only people in the world, ourselves, who will down ourselves over and over and over again in our head. If someone
Mm,
came to you and said something negative to you, you would say, or you would walk away. But we are the number one person that will talk to ourselves, not
you
help.
saying some serious stuff right here, Miss
It's doing
Marlene.
nothing for you. What is it doing except for making you feel shameful, sad, pitiful, sorry, it's just not healthy. So
So
you've got
this,
to always recognize it and kick it out.
so you're saying
Recognize
negative self-talk. You know,
negative.
Jack Canfield had this thing that if you say something, then what you would say up until now. You know, that was so stupid up until now. So you can switch it around and change it. You know, so you got to have a way to change that tape, that
That's right.
negative
It
self
is.
talk.
It's a tape. It is a tape, and it goes around and around and around. Have you ever had a situation where you knew you had to do something and you didn't write it down, but you said, "Oh yeah, I'll get to that." And 10 minutes later, it pops up again, and then it pops up again. And then finally you're sleeping and it pops up again because you still haven't done it. That's
Mhm.
how our mind works. It rotates itself. When something is negative, we need to empower ourselves. First thing in the morning, empower ourselves to say, I am capable. I am great. I am I am
Affirmation.
affirmations. You have to do that because nobody else is going to do it. Your parents might, your husband or wife or girlfriend, boyfriend. Oh, you're so beautiful. Why don't you say it to yourself? Why are you waiting for somebody else to tell you that stuff? You know?
Well, it has to be you know, what we call is a routine, right? My friend Wendy Johnson, she always says, develop a routine that leads to your dream. And it's this idea that every morning I have an actual app, and you guys can probably get that. But on my phone on Spotify, there's an I am app. And I put that on when I wake up in the morning, and it actually talks to me while I'm getting myself together, get ready to take my shower. And it's like, I am beautiful, I am wonderful. And all you do is this guided meditation, really, because you just repeat it back loud. But
I
what's
love
happening, again, as Marlene was saying, that tape is playing whether you like it or not. That tape is playing whether you say positive or negative. And remember, the brain does not know the difference between a positive and negative statement. It wants it to be true no matter what. So if you're telling yourself negative things, it's going to find a reason to say, yep, I validate that. Here's what you did. And now, yes, you are whatever that negativity is. So
it.
what you're doing is you're reprogramming and you're taking and stripping away that negativity and putting something positive. We only have like 12 minutes. So the end, right? The end, lean.
Yes, yes. Nutrition. Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay,
take
so you gotta show us some stuff with this nutrition.
oh,
We going on a field trip, y'all.
woo-hoo.
Woo, woo.
All right. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you is my tower garden, and basically it's called hydroponic. It's a hydroponic system. And let's see. Okay, good. The sun is glaring directly. There we go. Okay, so you're going to see me really bright. Okay, so I am going to place this here. And yes, you can see. Okay, so here's my tower garden. Okay, now what's in this tower garden? This is 5 feet tall. This is the original one. And it actually has, it self waters itself. There are no weeds. We're talking hydroponics. So it's all based with water and nutrients inside the water. Okay. Can you still see? Okay, good.
Yes. Yep. We can
The
see.
sun is blinding me. So I literally have 20 to 28 different plants. Actually, I have more than that, but I have all kinds of different plants that are embedded inside of this. It will grow. This is the crazy thing, 3 times faster than your normal garden. This is awesome for people that are in wheelchairs or have any kind of handicap or people that are elderly because they don't have to get down and deal with all those doggone tools. There are less pesticide, I'm sorry, no pesticides, but less bugs that will infiltrate and take over your garden. So
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but I have tomato plants here. I have, this is my lavender. It smells awesome. I mean, absolutely awesome. So you know how you put it in a,
Get a little closer so we can see it. Bring step it there. Look at that lavender, nice and green, beautiful. Yes, yes.
right. So here I have onions. Notice how large these are. Um, I have string beans growing up here. I'm going to take you on a field trip again.
Take us, yeah. Bring us in. Let's check it out.
All right. So down here, I have zucchini. Can you see
Let's
the
see.
zucchini?
We need to see your hand. Let me see your hand.
Ooh, ooh. There we go.
There we go.
You see the flower down there?
Tilt it down just a little bit more.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a zucchini plant. Notice
Zucchini
they're
plant.
all coming out of these little holes. You know what's crazy is that the sun is actually blinding me, so I can't really see
So
what
now
you.
you might want to go around the other way. It's okay. You can,
Okay, okay.
so
So
the
tomato
sun won't
plant.
be in your eyeballs. There, look at that. That's beautiful.
Okay.
They look
And
so green and luscious.
oh, it is, and it tastes delicious. This is all this is all kale. This is one plant. If you can imagine. Oh, okay, there we go.
One
There we
plant of
go.
kale.
One plant of kale.
Wow,
So
look at
everything grows 3 times faster. Now on this one, oh, I have some bees. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful. Okay, so this tower garden is the supreme one. This one has all of my lettuces. So what you're looking at right now, this is actually purple cabbage. Purple cabbage.
that. Ooh,
Talking about nutrient dense.
yes.
This is a different type of kale. A lot of these plants you will not find at your regular store. We're talking about micronutrients that are built up in all of these. Down here I have Cherokee lettuce. See that there? Cherokee lettuce.
Ooh.
And then I have cabbage.
Down
Uh,
a little bit further. Can you dip the video? Yeah. Okay. We see the head of the cabbage. Awesome.
okay.
Wow. Look at that. Look at the
And then
leaves on that thing.
this is all lettuce.
What is that? Lettuce?
This is all, oops, get
What
my
kind of
wrap.
lettuce is that? Romaine lettuce or
No, this is actually um, butterleaf lettuce.
butter leaf lettuce? Wow.
There we go, butterleaf
Look at
lettuce.
that. You can
Okay,
just come
I'll
outside and just start
that
munching
later.
on it if you wanted to, huh?
Yes, absolutely. And I have string beans growing. I have
I
sweet
can't
peas.
see. We can't see you. We can't see you.
Oh,
There we
sorry.
go.
I
Yep.
have sweet peas. I have, oh, okay. The sun is in the way again. I have sweet peas growing. I have mint. This mint here, I wish you could smell it, but this mint smells so good. And
Well, Marlene, you have people saying stuff. Lori says bioavailability, foods that you can't find in the store. Verna said the news reports there will be break in the food chain, but not for you. Exactly. You know, they
exactly.
talk about all this meat shortage. It's like, you know what? We better be figuring out a way to create our own food, because if we can't go into the grocery store to get it, at least your family will still eat right off.
Absolutely. So what I have is I have at least 10 different lettuce plants. I'm really heavy into lettuce. I have string beans growing. I've got squash, kale. You can do cantaloupe. You can do red peppers, jalapeno peppers, green peppers, cabbage. I'm in love with cabbage. So I literally grow what makes me happy. And
Mhm.
these devices are available for sale, and this will last me for the rest of my life, or the rest of my. If you've ever been to the Epcot Center in Florida, inside that it's futuristic. I went there back when my kids were probably 3 and 4 years old, and this was being introduced inside the Epcot Center. Now it's being available for people's homes. So I
To
happen
the
to have
public.
got a girlfriend that's got 4. We have people that have 6 and 12. Cantaloupe, watermelon, pumpkins, you can grow them. And they're very affordable, which is even better because now I know that all of my fruits and I even have celery on here, which is insane. But
Wow.
yeah, it's just a wonderful thing to have because I know that my fruits and vegetables are not sitting on a truck, um, coming to town, and then they're going to ripen in the store.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. You have so much that's truly garden to the table. Yes, Lori Weeks, that is exactly what that is.
Yes,
Garden to the table. And Juice Plus is the name of your company. You have a virtual franchise. This is
that's
very
right.
interesting. We haven't even talked about the business side of what you do. But what you do is you help people who want to start their own business and take advantage of the tax of the wealthy, which is, moving yourself from, being just a W-2 employee with a W-4 to a 1099 to maybe LLC or something of that nature. And now you have take care of all your expenses first before you, you know, uh, uh, pay taxes on
It's
it.
a, it's a tax write-off for me,
Yes, because
right?
it's a business
It's
expense.
a
Yes.
business expense. It's a business expense. And I'm teaching my kids how to eat responsibly. That is the hugest part for me, that I am passing down generational health. They
Yes.
are not
Like,
craving
not
Doritos.
just generational wealth, but generational health.
Exactly, because there is a wealth part of this as well. But I love the food part of it. I mean, it just makes sense. We all have to eat. Why not eat responsibly and clean? Clean.
Yes. Say that again. We all have to eat.
We all have to
Why
eat.
not eat
Right.
responsibly
And
and
clean.
clean?
Think
We're
about,
almost out of
oh,
time, and I really want to make sure that we leave time for any questions. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. Are you taking questions right now? Is that
sure I
okay?
am. Of
All
course
right.
I
If you have a question, go ahead and comment about your questions, and I should be able to catch it in the chat. Uh, wow, family business, family health. Yes, Lori, that's exactly what it is. Family health, and she's sharing her family, helping her family change their eating habits. Right, switching over. Of course, she said she likes some of the other comfort stuff. You know, I don't see any questions right now. We have 5 more minutes. What is it that you want to make sure out of everything that you talked about and everything that maybe you prepared tonight, you want to make sure you say? You got
I
three
want to
minutes.
make sure that that I am able to tell people that yes, most of us don't even eat 7 to 14 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day because it's just not practical. But here you can take a gummy or you can take a capsule and boom, you have met that requirement. Now you can live your life. You can, of course, and I forgot to mention this. When you get this in your body is going to start to crave these things that you're already eating. So
Hmm.
it's like a win-win. We need to eat better. And this company actually supplies for the United States Olympics. Now you know that they are serious about testing, drug testing.
Right,
You
being
can't have
clean.
anything. Yes, 100%. There's no tax on this because it's considered a food. Is that crazy? Vitamins have nothing on this. Nothing on this company.
You said
So,
vitamins don't have nothing on it.
no,
She said, "How much
vitamins,
vitamins did I?"
yeah, vitamins are made through chemists inside of a
Right,
laboratory. And where do they
right.
get the stuff from? Out of an
From
apple.
the
An
plant.
apple has
Yeah.
10,000 nutrients.
Yes.
That's just one of 30 fruits and vegetables that are inside this container.
Well,
So,
tell us about
man,
this. And I know you have much. Even
I'm
we need a
sorry.
part three. We need a part three.
Okay.
You're a coach. You're a certified health coach. If people want to get some coaching, what do they do? How do they find you?
You know what? My email address is my name. So Marlene Perret, Paret Davis, number one at gmail.com. Feel free to email me. So Marlene Perret Davis, number one at gmail.com. Okay. And I will help you go through your cabinets and identify food. We're not going to go and just throw out stuff, but we're going to talk about what you're eating. I think knowledge is key, education is key. If you know what you're putting in your mouth, you'll be less likely to continue to eat that because everybody wants to live the healthiest life they can. We want to live until we can't live anymore, but we don't want our life cut short because of diabetes or inflammation or
Heart
a heart
disease right
attack.
now. The number
Heart
one killer of all women is heart disease. I just went with my daughter, Brittany. Brittany and I just went to
attack.
a event not too long ago by Dr. Yolanda Ragland Lewis. And we went there because we were supporting the fact that so many women now have heart disease. Okay, what's your website?
Website is marlendavis.juiceplus.com. Okay, so and if you're interested in Tower Garden, it would be marlendavistowergarden.com. But I welcome anybody that wants to talk to me about nutrition. That's my passion. I love it. And you know what? I'm not ashamed. I'm not a shaming person. I will not shame anybody for whatever. Wherever you come at the table, that's where you come, and that's the first step. And that is a huge step because you're coming to realize that you want to do better. If you do better, if you know better, you'll do better, right? I think Maya Angelou had said that. If you know better, now you do better, right? So
Now,
that's
the
what it's all about.
Tower Garden again is Marlene Davis dot Tower Garden.
Yes, it is. marlendavis.towergarden.com. I apologize. That's about them dots. They're important.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. We don't want people going to other people's names. They were like, I got it. I got it. It was like, not for me.
Yeah.
I thought there was a number somewhere. Oh yeah, see, look, I left the mark. I left the one out. Look at that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Good catch, Verna. You get the catch award there.
Oh,
Marlon
look at that. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Yes.
Davis.
And I'm so grateful, Dwayne, that you have chosen me to be your second guest on your show. I think what you've done is phenomenal, and I've ever since I've known you, you've always been a futuristic
a positive person that dreams and always has a goal. You always have a mission. I remember you're gonna this is gonna blow your mind, but I was very observant back then because I was into business, but I wasn't very vocal about it. But I remember going into your house of your first wife and your three kids. And I remember going into your garage, and that was the first time I had seen a sheet of paper as big as it was, and you had goals written all over that sucker.
It's
And I
still
was
in the room over
I was
there.
like, I was like,
It's in
I was
my
like,
office.
I'm like, Michelle, what is that? And he goes, oh, that's Dwayne's business. That those are his goals, his dreams. And I'm like, what? Now you must have been probably 30 years old back then, maybe 20, 25,
Yeah.
but you always had that passion to always explore and push yourself further. And I commend you for that because you had it going on before I don't know. I was just having babies. I
Well,
was-
you know what, and it's a funny thing. I like thank you for that positive. That's a positive
it's true.
affirmation for me too, because I was on a certain track, and then I lost myself when my contract ended with UC Davis, and I
Mm,
actually lost my confidence. I left the field.
mm,
I went back into obscurity, and this is actually a coming alive situation for me in the last year, because I had to really look at, okay, what did God give me that I'm not using? What talent, ability, and gift I have
okay.
in my book too? I got some stuff written in my book, and I'm like, you want to read your book, Mr. Ross, and get busy on that? So
I want a signed copy of that. I want a signed copy of your book. Okay.
the new one is coming. I'm updating it, and that up in the right hand corner there, you'll see what it's going to look like. That's the new
Oh, okay.
cover. I
I
want to
see
make
it.
sure I spelled your name right. MARLENEPARETDAVIS1 at gmail.com.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right.
And to add really fast, you're talking about a passion and a purpose. I have a 19-year-old who literally cried with me because he said, I'm really good at this. And he started his own business. And if you could hear him, oh my gosh, he has
We
such a
want to
passion.
have him on the show. That's what we'll do.
Hello.
We're going to have him on the show because Joseph Michael is me. Joseph Joseph Michael is really upsetting Michelle right now because he is so much like me that she's like, what other idea you have now?
I
And
love it.
I have to help
I
him. But see,
love it.
the cool thing is I can help guide him way better than anybody because I didn't have no guidance. I just was doing stuff. I was ignorance on fire.
I
But
love it.
anyway, we have reached the 8:02 mark, which is
Okay.
1 hour. I want to say thank you so much for
So
just sharing your life, opening your heart, opening your story, opening your family, opening your mom's life to us,
yeah.
sharing the intimacy of being with her last days, looking for a way, but also discovering a way for yourself
Absolutely.
and discovering a way for others to now
Hmm.
take back control of their health. We can't leave it up to just the medical establishment.
Oh, no, we
We
cannot.
can't definitely just leave it up to the pharmaceutical companies.
Yep.
And as you stated, everything that they made in a lab originates from plants and the
Garden
ground.
of Eden. Garden of Eden, right?
Garden of Eden, exactly. So, and make sure you're getting some good pH on your water. So get your water tested to make sure that you're not just drinking any kind of water. Because if it's a 7 or less, you're
Yeah.
actually eating you're drinking free radicals.
Radicals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So much more. Tracy says, thank you for coming back and sharing so much for this powerful story. I miss my mom every day, and it will be 20 years. Dwayne, grateful for you and your encouragement. Thank you, guys. What a
Tracy.
powerful story, Verna says. And this presentation was packed with information. We need a part two. This was part two, Verna. We're going to have to do part three.
Woo!
I want to show that. That was what Tracy said there. All right,
Thank
so
you,
you can get
Tracy.
that, and that'll be on there for you. And
Lori.
then, of course, Verna, she had something to say for you there. And then Lori actually thanks so much for the inspiration today. All right, these are people, you're impacting their life by sharing your story. And
Thank
I
you.
always say, write your story. Don't let somebody else write your story because history, yes, is being read, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
history is also being written.
Absolutely. Every
So
day.
what are you writing?
Hmm. I
All
love
right,
it.
let's say thank you again to Marlon Davis. You guys have her contact information. You have where to get your tower from. I want to see everybody getting towers. Matter
Woo.
of fact, Marlon, for being here today, what I would like to do, I am working on some Facebook advertising right now,
Okay.
and I would like to shoot out an advertisement on your behalf in reference to your tower.
Oh, thank
So
you.
that's going to be something you and I could talk about. But I want to make sure that we not only just have people on, but we empower people because
Absolutely.
that's what this is about. This is about sharing your passion and then creating a way for you to profit.
Amen. My
You
mom
know,
would be so proud. And you know what? You knew my mom. You knew my mom.
I did.
This, yeah, yeah, incredible.
Your mom always looked like your mom to me always looked like a model.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
she always looked like a model because she wore stuff that was like all together. She was all coordinated and all straight.
Boy,
It was like
coordinated.
she walked and like you said, she was drill sergeant, but she command her space. That's what it was. She commands the space. When she walks in, it's like, y'all know I'm here.
You
All
too.
right. Say
Thank
hi to
you.
Mike.
I will. Thank
Boys,
you.
take
Bless your
care. Bless you. And thank you so much.
You're
All
so
right,
welcome.
everybody, we're out of here. It's 8:05, and I told you guys I don't like to take it over the time frame, but Passions of Prophets TV. This is our dream stream. I'm Dwayne Ross, the host, and again, don't just stare at the steps.
Hmm.
Step up the
Yeah.
stairs.
Hey, I do apologize. I think that the message was that this would be Rob Howze today on the replay, but it's not. It's actually Miss Marlene Davis, and hopefully that was some good information for you. Marlene was on the show. She was our second guest. I actually had her and Rob on the first uh, Passion to Profits TV. And what I'm doing right now is going back through. I have a new season starting up. However, we've had some challenges with some of the scheduling, and it's not an issue. It's no problem because we have over 60 shows, and if you've missed one, you get an opportunity to see it again. But today was a very special day for me because it was the day that I actually, uh, you know, had to let go of the hand of my daughter so she could take the hand of Mr. Eid, and you guys have seen it on my Facebook page. You've probably seen it even in my, all of the posts that I've made. So I just want to say, congratulations to Brittany and Eid Hajali. She's taken the name of Hajali now. No longer a Ross, but she'll always be a Ross to me. She'll always be my baby, my Boo Bears. And so I hope you enjoyed this replay. Marlene Davis, the information is still, for you to contact her and, follow up to get the information. If you run into a problem, just follow up with me and we'll make sure we get that for you. Next week, we probably have one more replay and then we're ready for our new season. I got a few people coming at you. Don't forget, Miss Donna Hayes will be with us. Donna Hayes, she is the author of the book Cincinnati DOE, where we celebrate the fact that her son was a DOE. He was inside it's like a John Doe, and it's a terrible terrible story, but it has a beautiful ending or a beautiful beginning because he was shot in the head, expected not to live, but he survived and he's back in college. And I just talked to him a couple weeks ago at their book signing, and I'm bringing her on to talk about it. So I'm looking forward to having her on as a new guest. We have also Dr. Shelley coming back, and she's going to tell us where she's at, where she's been, what's been going on with her and her husband Art, and what the Holt life. They were on. They talked about real estate investing. They talked about making sure that you put a legacy project together for your family, and also how to help pay for your kids' college by using rental properties. So really, really powerful couple who are doing a lot of cool things. And so entrepreneurship is their thing, and they teach their kids entrepreneurship. They teach others that. Also, want to invite you to participate at the Foster Care Shines. We'll be having our first annual summit. Right now, that's what it's called. It might be called something else in a couple of weeks, but we'll be doing a summit for Foster Care Shines. If you know anyone that's in the foster care industry, whether they participate with the front of it or the backside of it, or maybe they've had issues with it themselves, or maybe they've been a really great foster care parent, or maybe you've been like me, you had some issues with foster care because your foster care parent wasn't quite that nice. Maybe you suffered some abuse like my brother and I, but maybe you have a good story. So we want to hear from you. We'd love for you to connect with us. Again, right here on the page, just come to the page, Passion to Profit TV, leave a comment, and we hope to see you soon. Anyway, my name is Dwayne Ross. I am the author of the book No More Crumbs from the Table, celebrating you discovering your tag, your talent, your ability, your gift, and putting it to work in the earth. Shout out to Eid and Brittany as they're on their way to their honeymoon destination. Can't wait to hear more about that. Anyway, I want to say thank y'all. We'll see you on the next page, the next post, the next YouTube video, or right here on the next live. All right, now, y'all have a great night. We'll see you.